If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly.
You need parts? O'Reilly Auto Parts has parts. Need them fast? We've got fast. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. This is the Fight Insight Podcast. I'm your host, Timmy B, joined with my friend and co-host, Mr. Brian Bam Bam Barberina.
Let's go. Timmy B, hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Fight Insight Podcast.
This BJJ black belt and world champion made the jump to MMA, and we have been cheering and following her journey ever since. She's now making her third appearance on the show and comes to us off the heels of the first season with the PFL, where she advanced to the semifinals. Now, the new 2025 tournament setup has been announced. We talked about it last week, Bam. Will she be in it? Is there a PFL title to announce? What the hell's up with Liz Carmouche? She's supposed to be the champ. Maybe she's not the champ. I don't know. We'll ask all these questions and more, including what is she getting for her birthday, Bam Bam? That's the most important. Please welcome Jena Bishop.
Hey.
Boom. Jena, this podcast will come out 2 days before your birthday. Our birthday.
Your birthday too, yes.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday,
What are you?
both of you.
What are you getting? What are you getting for your birthday?
I don't know, honestly.
What'd you
I
ask
haven't
for?
really asked for anything.
Ah.
I mean, usually my husband will spoil me somehow, but it's it's at the point where I'm like, I just kind of, if I want something, I get it. So,
Those are
I
the
have a
hardest
list.
people to shop for. Those are the hardest people to shop for.
I know.
If they see something they want it, or there's something they want, they just get it.
Yeah.
It's always hard to shop for someone like that. But
Yeah.
you can really surprise them.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow. Jenna's very picky, so who knows what she'll.
I know. I'm super picky. So, my husband has learned to just not trying to go too far off of what he knows I'll like. He wants to surprise me with stuff, but I'm like, hey, I'll tell you what I like. So
Yeah. And the poor guy just had to get you a Valentine's Day gift. That's what my wife suffers with me as well, because our birthdays are so close. But my wife's birthday is on February 28th. So we both have the same problem, because we're like, we get each other a little Valentine's gift, and then now you got to immediately go into birthday.
yes.
It's tough. It's tough.
I'm like, just give me something small for Valentine's Day and the big thing on my birthday.
So small diamonds on the Valentine's, bigger diamonds on birthday.
Exactly.
Easy. So easy. Jena, very excited to have you back on the podcast, third time. So thank you so much. Like I said at the intro, man, I've been cheering for you ever since I first met you, following your journey. Now, before I get into questions, before I get into questions, is there anything that you want to get off the top of your head? Is there anything that you want to talk about?
I mean, not really. I've just been in this waiting period for so long. It feels like I'm like, me, I would love to be fighting every other month if I could. And so to have a little bit of a layoff since last August is killing me. But that's about it.
But that's the thing, right? With PFL, and especially the way it's going, once the season is over, or once the tournament is over, especially because they didn't have the PFL versus Bellator thing, there's really almost nothing.
Yeah.
And you kind of just sit there and wait.
Yeah.
That sounds like the time you plan your vacation for.
I know. We did go on vacation. So I did go to Italy last year I was but I just hate waiting. And
Yeah, it's frustrating.
You get depressed. It's just oh, what am I even doing with my life? If I don't have a fight coming up.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
But yeah, well, Bam Bam's in the same situation.
Yeah.
So, okay. So here's the thing. So then the season ends. Recapping now, what was kind of your overall feeling with it?
Sorry, say that again.
Of like the season as a whole, like, well, like what did you come away learning on a positive note, I guess? What did you come away from it?
I mean, the thing that I liked is that you're really busy. Like for a while, it's just like, every like 8 weeks you're fighting. So that's nice because it just, you don't even have time to think about like anything crazy. You just like go straight back into a camp and then you're getting ready for the next thing. So that's what I really enjoyed about it. Obviously like then the waiting time after it is like the worst, but it would be nice if I would like it like spread out a little bit more over the year, but I mean I understand like what they're trying to do with it. So I think this year doing the single elimination is makes a little bit more sense, I think, for everyone. But I don't know.
Yeah.
There's ups and downs to that too, I guess.
Yeah, definitely think the convenience of a tournament style where you know when you're going to fight, that's definitely nice to have. Like you said, you don't have to really worry about, you go right after the fight, you're kind of going a little bit of break, right back into camp. You know you're going to have the fight again. That's nice. Single eliminations definitely, speeds things up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So your manager announced, and I was quick to see it because Brian Butler is my pal, but he posted on a post and said Jenna Bishop fights April 11th. So right away I reach out to you because I'm like, whoa, it's announced.
Yes.
Now, April 11th coincides with a tournament date. So does that mean you
Yes.
have chosen to enter the tournament?
I am in the tournament, yes. So
Boom.
that was to me the best choice to have the most opportunity to fight more often, I guess. So
Very nice.
I guess my question on that is, did you have a choice to join the tournament or not to join the tournament to fight on something else?
I did. Yeah,
Okay,
I
okay.
did. Yeah, it
Cool,
was
cool.
like join the tournament or like, maybe guaranteed like 2 fights for the year.
Okay, okay.
So, yeah.
Well,
I thought
definitely
the
so
tournament was a safer, yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's an 8-woman tournament, I'm going to assume, because all the other brackets seem to be eight people.
Yes.
That would mean that you potentially have a maximum of 3 fights, which of course you will because you're going to win this bad boy.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
But I spoke with Linton Vassell, and he's in the PFL tournament as well, and he's very excited for it. He did say that he understands that, and we're going to phrase it this way: when your opponents lose to you in the first round, Jenna, do you think everybody is guaranteed a second fight?
Not that I know of.
Like in the year?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like you could just be one and done, I think, for the year.
Oh, wow.
But like there's been a lot of complaints and things from other people outside of the tournament that they were, they only fought once last year total. So
Right.
that was a big reason of me like choosing the tournament over a guaranteed like, just featured fights throughout the year because it gives me at least an opportunity, the chance of fighting more. But a lot of people are asking for releases and things like that because they only fought like once last year. And now that, Bellator is no more, like, what does that even mean for the people who are champions of Bellator?
Yeah.
Well,
we actually talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because we had Corey Anderson,
yeah,
who's the champion and fought like literally like 0 times and has no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, and Jen is a very smart person, Bam Bam, but I'm still going to ask this question.
I believe it.
Did you read your contract?
I mean, yeah.
All right. For those only on audio, her eyes shifted and my body language reads that as she's lying.
No, I did. Okay. I did read my contract.
Just go over it, right?
Yes.
Not word for word,
So
just browse through it.
Yeah.
Really, my husband read my contract fully. And then he always puts it into he even put it in like ChatGPT, like explain everything to me. I needed like a breakdown. So we did go through it.
Nice.
Yes.
Because okay, all I'll say is that Linton Vassell did tell us that his contract specifically says if you lose in the first round, you're guaranteed a second fight, and then that second fight would be on those featured cards.
Yeah,
Because
I
that's
didn't pay attention to that part because that's not really what I wasn't concerned
who cares?
about losing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that
Because
mindset.
yeah, exactly. Okay, how about this though? The tournament, they're when they're promoting it, the pictures, I don't know if you've paid attention to this, but the pictures, does it say it here? No, it doesn't. Okay, this is the men's welterweight tournament.
Yeah.
But when you look at PFL, it goes $20 million tournament.
Yeah, I don't understand that part.
Each winner gets 500,000.
Yes.
As I told Bam Bam last time, don't worry, I'm half Asian. 500,000 times 8 is $4 million.
Yeah.
So where's the other 16 million? And my question to you, Jenna, is are you getting paid 16 million to enter this tournament?
Bruh, if I was, I'd be a lot happier.
I'd be charging you to be on this podcast. That's what would be happening.
Yeah.
Do you understand that at all?
I don't understand it because people kept saying they're like, "Oh, are you winning that $20 million?" I was like, "What are you talking about? It's only $500,000 for the winners now." So I don't understand it. But I'm like, did they add up like what they're paying all the athletes that are in the tournament?
That was my guess. That's what I said.
Yeah.
So,
But even still, that's not that much.
Yeah.
I know because
no way.
I know for a fact they were trying to pay people less. So
right. Okay, so then hold on. So last week, Bam Bam and I were guessing. Does your pay change every fight? Like if you make it to the semis, is it more than the quarters? Like have they like ramped your salary up?
So I mean, I know like what my contract is, but it's not. It's like they were trying to keep. I don't even know if I should be saying this, but we're gonna say it. No, I know they were trying to keep everybody at like the same rate for every tournament.
Okay.
I know because there was an article out that they were trying to put everybody at like, I think it's like 20 and 20 or something.
Okay.
Like that was like, but I know that some people weren't making that much to start out last time. But that's just what I've heard. But I know that they were trying to not have the escalators in my contract, because it's like typically most contracts is if you win, you get paid a bump, right? But yeah, they were trying to fix that around, but it's not like some huge crazy, bump for everybody. So
then, so it doesn't make sense that they're just rounding it up to 20 million. Like the only way that would make sense is if they mathematically figured out, okay, all first round is 2020, all semifinals is 50-50, all fine. You know what I mean? And then they could do the math. But even then, it doesn't seem like it would add up to 20 million. So, okay, that seems fraudulent to me. Don Davis, where the hell are you? You're lying to us.
I mean, he says a lot of things. He says a lot of things.
Yeah, it's crazy, Jenna.
Hey, at the end when you win, it's like more than what you're assuming you're going to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what you do, Jenna, Bam Bam, this is what she does. When she wins and they hand her the $500,000 check, she goes, "Wait a second, it's supposed to be 20 million. I want the remainder. You got to pay out. It's been promised. I don't care. 20 million payout. Like figure it out,
Yeah. I would love if they clarified where this 20 million number is coming from.
Jenna, I've been blocked by so many accounts. Okay, One FC, Dana White, whatever. I'm blocked by so many.
Oh wow!
But PFL is going to block me soon because every post where it says 20 million, respectfully, I put on there, where does the 20 million come from?
Yeah,
8 times 500K equals 4 million. Yeah. I mean,
maybe they're going to include
the cost of the venue.
No.
What about like
maybe
Fight of the Nights or something? Do they do that for tournaments?
No. I was like, maybe Ngannou's on the card and on the tournament, and like that's why. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe he'll show up.
Paid well.
Yeah.
He'll walk down the aisle to make the 16 million and then leave.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously, a big thing in your career would be to have a title championship belt, right?
Yeah.
If you win the tournament, I guess you're a champion. I don't really know what the term is, right?
Yeah. But, is it a tournament champion, or is it like, are you the official PFL champion? How's it? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. These are questions that I think a lot of people would love for clarification of.
What's What's your relationship with Don Davis?
Never talked to him.
Don Davis has never talked to any Bellator fighter we've had on this podcast, Bam.
Yeah. I'm not
Not
surprised.
one. What do
I
you mean?
saw him at one of my fights.
Yeah.
Was funny. Okay, this is funny. He at one of my fights, he literally walked past Robbie Lawler that was in the audience to shake. I mean, it was like some New York Knicks players' hands, but like I'm like, you like literally just like kind of like shunned one of the best fighters like ever to go after a basketball player, which is cool, but like your whole promotion is fighting. So it was just like that was kind of funny to me. I'm like, I wonder if he even knew who he was.
No, Jenna, this is the problem. This is the problem. And now, mind you, can I just say,
am I talking too much? Should I stop
No,
so I
no,
don't get myself in trouble?
no, you've already signed the contract. They can't fire you now. But one of Robbie Lawler's greatest fights was against this man, and this man won. I'm just saying. But
He's a legend.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
He's a legend,
but
right?
Robbie Lawler is a
Robbie
legend.
Lawler.
Right. But that's very indicative of what we seem to be seeing. Like, I don't know that he really understands what's going on, and because a lot of the decisions that are made are very weird. Obviously, so when I was saying about the title belt and all that, your other option aside from the tournament was to like have 2 featured fights.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that, and the reason why I'm kind of glad you didn't choose that, is because where the frig is the belt? Like, I don't think Liz Carmouche knows if she's the champion anymore. She's got this Bellator belt, and what's happened? And then Hughes just fought Nurmagomedov, and they handed him a Bellator belt. And you're like,
so weird.
It's exactly. It's like you were looking
like because that was after they already said Bellator is no more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They already had the belt made up before that decision, I guess. I don't know.
Well, what Bam Bam and I said is that they were still ordering it off of Temu, and it just hadn't come in yet. And they're like, shit, just give them this one. I don't know what to do. So
put a Sharpie out Bellator and put PFL on it.
I mean, they're very close to giving him a pride belt. You know what I mean? Like, they're just like, I don't know, what do we got? We got nothing in
let's hear.
What? Yeah. That had to be a big decision though for you, right? Because if I can't guarantee that I'm going towards the title belt, then put me in this tournament, because I need something at the end of the day. I don't want just 2 more wins on my record. I need a trophy. I need a belt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And do you know if Liz Carmouche is in the tournament?
I don't. I actually saw her, like she was like, we crossed paths like training with our like wrestling and judo coach, but I didn't get a chance to talk to her or even ask. I was kind of curious because I already knew my fight info, and then I was seeing on her socials that she was like PFL, like waiting for a call. And so I was like, did they not say anything? Is she not in it? I was my speculation was if she's not in the tournament, maybe they would do like a champ versus champ thing, because they never had the unification between Bellator and PFL for the women's flyweight. So maybe Dakota and her would do something like that. It was just speculation, but I have no clue, honestly.
Nobody knows, Jenna. That's the problem. And my speculation is, and
I can hit her up.
this is not Jenna saying this. This is not Bam Bam saying, but Timmy B is saying, I don't think Don Davis knows that she's the Bellator champion. I don't like. How are you not calling your champions? You only have like 7 champs or 8 champs, right? That you got to keep track of. Your champions, like Corey Anderson, like Liz Carmouche. Liz Carmouche has been on this podcast. Wonderful, wonderful human being. I really like her. You got to give more respect to your champions at the very least.
I mean, that was something kind of surprised me all last season, because it's like I feel like they didn't really advertise her in that way. Like she was a champion. She's the current Bellator champion. Like putting like that her title essentially on the line to do this. Like I guess she still is the champion. I don't know what that means even.
Right.
But like, it's just like, I thought that they would use that like for marketing and promoting a lot more, but I didn't really see it. So, which I feel like is unfortunate for her, because I feel like, she deserves that respect.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's been a long-time champion. She's an OG of the game, the first ever woman to step foot in the UFC octagon, right? She
Yeah.
walked out first. So, yeah, big craziness there. I don't want this to be
Mhm.
too negative.
Yeah.
Although it's so
It's
fun.
not negative. We're just all curious about
Yeah.
what's happening. It's like
Right.
I'm
Just
not
wanted
trying to
facts
like throw
about-
shade. I just
Yeah.
want to. It's like
Some
there's
clarity.
not a lot of. Hopefully soon we'll have all the answers to this.
I
Yes.
really hope so. Here's the thing, Jenna. Is there a Jenna Bishop PFL card?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Like I bought this in 2022.
Oh,
There's upper deck card. Okay,
Oh,
Jenna
card.
Bishop.
oh, I
Oh,
didn't
sorry,
know.
sorry.
No.
Yeah. I don't think many people know. I got this very cheap, but it's the full set. And
Okay.
and I've had fighters on the podcast that are on the card, which is cool. Bam Bam has no clue if he's on a UFC card. Like
No, I
you
do
still
know
don't.
now.
Oh,
I am.
are you?
Yeah.
Are you on a card?
Yeah, there's some out there.
I was on.
Okay.
I was at a card store the other day and they had a box of UFC cards and I went looking for a Bam Bam card and they didn't have one. I was like, crap. Everybody probably bought it out. Jenna, do you know if you're on a card? No, obviously not. 'Cause
I
you
don't
didn't even
think-
know these exist.
Yeah, I didn't even know they existed, and I doubt that I am. But
Well,
I
you'd
can
have
make
to
you
be.
one.
Yeah, you'd have
Oh.
like this is the 2022 season, right? So if they make a
Yeah.
2024 season, you'd have to be on
Yeah.
there. But I would think that they would have you sign them or something for like special ones, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
The only
well,
thing
do.
I've signed is the fight posters.
okay. Well, here's another thing. To Don Davis, I'm not buying any more of these cards until Jenna Bishop is on a card.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Like I'm not buying any more packs. How about your kids training? I did want to give a shout out to this because Bam Bam, Jenna is huge in the jiu-jitsu scene. She's always around like her kids and training at your gym. Jenna, how's everything going with the kids and how's life going?
That's good. Yeah, like I love teaching. It's one of those things where everybody keeps telling me I need to like probably take a step back so I can focus, especially when I'm in camp, like so I can like focus on my own training and stuff. But the kids are really, really good at guilting me into like, why aren't you teaching? Oh, like what? Like even last week I was with Angela for her fight and they were like, why are you gonna go? Like, oh, and so I feel guilty and I do miss them. So a lot of it's like especially when I'm in camp, it's easy to get like, you're just like tired, worn out, get crabby, just over it. And then I'll go into kids class and I know most people are like, I can't handle them, but they actually like can like change my mood, put me in a better mood. So that's good. And yeah, now they just want to after class like do TikToks with me and things like that. So.
That's the world we're living in now, Jenna. But like,
Yeah.
man, the videos that Jenna used to do where she'd like whip a ball and hit these kids, and now the latest video that you put out, Jenna, I loved it. Where you like, I don't know, I don't understand. Is that like something that people are doing? But like, you're looking at the camera, and then every now and then you're just kicking the kids or like tapping.
Yeah,
the
it was like there's like a little bunny like that did that. It was like they were some TikTok video that was like a bunny tantrum, and it was like when the bunny got mad, it would just like huff and like throw a little like kick. Like it was so tiny, it's cute. So I was like, that's perfect for me to do with the kids.
Yeah. Nice. It was good. I love that you do that. I love that you're still
Very cool,
integrated there. And I really like that, obviously, like with your team, you know, and congrats to Angela Hill, man. First ever split decision victory she's come away with, right? Like always on the wrong
Finally.
end.
Even though she
congratulations.
has all the stats on her side and all of those other split decision losses, she finally
Yeah.
got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
yeah,
still don't think it should have been a split decision, but you know,
sure.
at least she got the win.
Yeah.
So well deserved though.
Thankfully,
That girl, you know, like when you look at her career, so incredible because she goes into the UFC, right? Does decently well, but then gets, what do you call it? Like doesn't get renewed on
She
her
got cut,
contract.
yeah.
Goes back to Invicta, wins the title, then makes her way back to the UFC, and now she's been like such a long-standing fighter on that roster.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
and she's kicking ass against like top people constantly.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Yeah.
very cool. Very
No,
cool for her.
she's super inspiring. Like I love having her like as a training partner. You know, just the work ethic and it's like we don't stay complacent, you know? It's like always trying to add new skills and improve and get better. And I think when you've been in the game for that long, it's like a lot of people are just cool staying where they're at. Let's just put a game plan together for every fight, you know, new opponent. But it's like, nah, like we're gonna get better. We're gonna improve and just, you know, try and be the best version of ourselves. And like Angie is clearly making like crazy improvements in her grappling, and you know, she's a brown belt now in jiu-jitsu. So super proud of her, and like she's awesome.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Here's a funny question. Do I have to pay you for this interview, Jena Bishop?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's your birthday present.
Not
Okay.
yet.
This is my birthday present to you.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. It's, you know, it's so weird because like I've been doing this podcast now 5 years, right? This is episode 211. I've only ever been asked to pay someone for an interview one time. And then that fighter later turned around and did it anyways and was like, no, I'm going to do it. But I reached out to someone today and they were, and I was like, you know, I'd love for you to come on the podcast. I saw you do this thing that she did. And she writes back and goes, is there a monetary thing here? And I played it off like kind of like in those movies where like, you know, those movies where like the two prostitutes both take each other to a hotel room and then they both think that they're going to pay each other.
I don't know this movie.
I don't know those movies.
Anyways,
Yeah, I
it's
don't know
happened in movies. So I said to the girl, I'm like, do you mean if you have to pay me for the interview?
That's like, awesome. I love it.
And she's like, no, like you would pay me. I'm like, oh, well, no. Like, why? Like, you know,
Yeah.
at what point, Jena Bishop, do you start demanding money for interviews?
You know, I think that it depends on the person, right? If it's a pain in the butt, then you need to pay me for it. And that's like, I would only ask for money if I don't want to have to do it. You know, like I'm gonna like, you know, try and talk myself, I guess, price myself out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, like $1 is too much for me, right? Because I'm like,
yeah.
The interview.
I've met literally over 211 incredible fighters and people that I end up calling friend, Bam Bam, you, like all these other people that are so cool, right? And it's just weird, like when this one person, it was so random. And I was like, oh, is that a thing? And then I think like how many people are paying you for an interview too?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Especially in MMA.
She's not in MMA.
Weird.
Oh.
She's a jiu-jitsu person.
I was like, okay, that makes more sense.
Really? It does make more sense?
Yes, just because they have unrealistic expectations of what like should be, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to I wanted to ask like how much, because I wanted to see like what like what is the amount that you think?
Fight week stuff, like doing interviews fight week, them paying you, or the promotion paying you to do the interviews fight week.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be cool. Like it's part of your job while you're doing there. But I think if it, you know, Fight Psych asked me to be on a podcast or someone else asked me to be on a podcast, and I'm okay with it and willing to make the time for it, then that's on me. It's on my personal time. So I mean, I don't see why you would have to pay me for that. But I can see like, you know, stuff for the promotion. You know,
yes,
you're fighting for fight week stuff for sure. Like I can see that, like, but that might be on the promotion side to pay you for it too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree.
Strange.
It's weird though. But anyways, you know, like people in jiu-jitsu, it's like you know, they will enter tournaments where you have to pay to be there, like the world championships, IBJJF, it's like you have to pay to do that, or you know, or you just fight for free. But then when they do like a super fight on one of these, you know, promotions, and they ask for like obscene amounts of money, where I'm like, how does that like make sense? This promotion's not even gonna make that money total. Like they're like barely, you know, breaking even. So you're gonna fight for free in a tournament, but then for one fight, you want like 50 grand, like on this small promotion, like
trying to make it up.
I don't get it.
Yeah, they got to pay the venue costs. That's the thing, right? I guess. I mean, oh no, wait. You're saying no. That didn't make sense. You're saying the fighter is demanding money.
Yeah.
Yes, like amounts of money that just don't make sense for you know, the promotions that they're in.
Yeah.
So, well, there's not enough money in jiu-jitsu yet for that to be the pay.
Yeah. That is just crazy. Anyways,
Mm.
Jena, I really appreciate your time. I've kept you way too long, but I do want to say thank you so much. You know, like I'm so excited for you. I'm excited for you to be in this tournament. I'm excited to figure out what happens. I'm excited that you finally get a bracket. And here's one thing. I think you're happy that the bracket should be transparent, right? Like we should
Yes.
see all 8 people in
I
a
hope
bracket.
so. I hope so.
But here, so again, Don Davis, this is how you run a tournament. You show the bracket, and I want to see where everybody is. So when Jena looks at her, she can see where she is, and she'll see her potential next 2 opponents, right?
Yes. That's what I assume that's what's gonna happen. So yeah.
It cannot
We
be
will
a hidden
see.
bracket.
Yeah, that would be weird.
It would be insane. It would be insane.
Yeah.
It cannot be like that. Now, last question I'm going to ask you. It's a question that I think I've asked you before, but it's a question that my mom used to ask me every day of my life growing up. I want to ask it to you on a scale of 1 to 10. Jena Bishop, how happy are you?
How happy am I? I would say, at the current moment, let's give it an 8.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
And can I ask why an 8?
Oh, there's just always room for things. There's things that I probably shouldn't say.
Okay. But I will say one thing that definitely makes you happy is you're back home and you're with your cute little doggy.
Yes.
That's always the best. So
Of course.
thank you so much, Jena, for coming on the podcast. I appreciate you so much. You know, I am a huge fan of yours. I can't wait to see what comes next. And April 11th, go kick some ass.
Thank
Get
you so
yours.
much.
Yeah, we'll be rooting for you.
Thanks, guys.
Great
Definitely. All right. See you later, Jena. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, fam. That is it for Jena Bishop. We absolutely love her. Like, she is really one of the honest to goodness, nicest people that I've had on this podcast. She's been on 3 times, so I really appreciate that. But look, again, we keep learning about PFL, man.
I mean, you could
not necessarily
I don't know
learning.
If you could say learning. I don't know if you could say learning. It's like we're learning that everybody is in the same boat. Everybody knows nothing.
Everybody knows nothing, and the questions that people are asking, people don't understand what's going on. Now, our next guest is here. He's a little bit in a there you go. Okay, he's coming back in front. He's probably getting phone calls. That's why. But let me introduce him now, and we will see if our next guest is ready. I think he is. Yeah, he's there. I see him. Okay, here we go. Bam. Let's get right to our next guest before we talk about other stuff. He is making his return to the podcast after almost 2 years. He was back on episode 86, Bam, when I first met him. He first grabbed the world's attention on the Kardashian reality show, The Life of Kylie. He uses that to parlay into the world of influencer boxing. He has now won his first and last 5 fights. He now makes his professional boxing debut. He has everything to make it far. He's got the determination. He's got the team behind him to get there. His pro debut is on February 22nd, my birthday, Jena's birthday, at Boxeo de Gala 20. It's Ochoa versus Johnson in East Rochester, New York. Please welcome King Albert Ochoa.
How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, buddy?
Good. Everything's going well.
Hey, man. Do you mind turning your camera sideways? Is it possible?
Like that? Or no, I have to flip it. Hold on.
Yeah. Hold on. You got to flip it. There we go. What's going on, my friend?
Good. How are you?
Dude, I have not seen you in almost 2 years, and your life has skyrocketed since I last saw you, man. How you feeling?
I feel good. The past 2 years, a lot has grown. I've won my I've kept winning since the last one we spoke about, and I'm still in Vegas. I mean, everything is going really well for me right now, and I'm really happy.
Very, very cool, man. Are you at the zoo?
No, I'm actually in San Francisco. Look,
I was gonna say you got to be near the beach.
Yeah.
Oh, very
beautiful view.
Nice.
Very, very nice, man. Now, look, Albert. Obviously, life is on the up and up. When I met you 2 years ago, you're doing the influencer boxing thing. You came from the fame of being off the Kardashian show. And to me, I'm like, okay, I hope this kid does it. You had the great mentality. You had the great focus. I could see it in your eyes. I could see it in your professionalism when you spoke to me. I'm so happy that 2 years later, man, you're still doing your thing and it's going up and up.
Thank you so much. You know, I've put in a lot of work, a lot more work, honestly. You know, from 2 years ago, I thought I was doing something really good, and I was, you know, but now the work I even put in more. You know, I've matured a lot. You know, a few years ago, you know, I was a little bit immature as a kid, but I was still doing what I needed to do. This one, you know, I matured more. I have a better understanding of the world and more of boxing behind the scenes with the business side, and you know, I'm just working my butt off like always.
No, I'm very happy for you, man. And you say that, but I feel like you're being very modest because when I saw you, I knew that good things were ahead for you. Can I ask, what is the biggest thing that you were surprised at in the last 2 years? Because you talk about learning. So what was the biggest thing that like you're like, holy crap?
What I've learned, honestly, was in boxing, a lot of people are going to say they have their best interest in you, and then that's not it. I've learned that so much. You know, they'll rather break you than try to help you, and a lot of people are in it for themselves. And you know, I wish nothing but the best for those kinds of people in boxing. They don't usually make it far, and yeah, I've learned that so much. You know, there was a time and a point where I actually wanted to quit. You know, and I did want to, but I didn't. And you know, I'm still here. I'm still doing my thing, and I still feel like I'm making a good impact, and you know, my career is off to a great start.
So have you
That's good.
changed? Have you changed things from when you first started? Are you still at the same gym? Still working with the same people? What's all changed since 2 years ago?
You know, a lot has changed. I'm with the new team, new trainers. You know, I've grown. My grown man body's coming in now. So, yeah, a lot has changed, but I feel really good. I've gotten a lot better, a lot smarter in the ring, and overall, I feel like I'm just stronger mentally.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's good for you, man. I was speaking to a fighter today that was moved from Spain to the Team All Stars in Stockholm, Sweden, where Gustafsson fights, right? The MMA guy. And she was saying the thing, man. She's saying, you know, at some point, whether it's because of good things or bad things, you have to grow, you have to evolve. And like wherever you are with your team or whatever, everybody should be wanting the best for you. And if that means moving on, then everybody should be encouraging that. So I'm glad that you're able to do that. What team are you with now, and who would you like to shout out?
Well, right now I wanted to do this camp in the Bay Area, which is why I'm here by the ocean. San Francisco, beautiful city. So I'm over here in San Francisco working with Stan Martiniuk. He was a really good amateur. He represented the Nationals, and he's been a good trainer. Me and him have got along really well. And he's been a part of this camp. And then when I go back to Vegas, I'm with Salas Boxing Academy.
Very, very nice, man. Congratulations. And now you're making your professional debut on February 22nd. It's my birthday, so thank you for the birthday present. I will watch.
Make sure to watch it. You got to watch it.
Of course. Dude, I've been supporting you ever since I met you, man. You're such a good guy.
Thank you so much.
What made you decide to turn pro now? How did that decision come about?
Well, it's always been the goal of mine. You know, at the end of the day, I couldn't just get in there just to fight whoever. You know, I had to build my way up, and I think I'm at a point where it's the perfect timing for what I want to do and what's down the line that I want to get to. I have to turn pro, and you know, it was a good decision of mine, and I just feel like I'm more than ready to go fight, you know, an actual fighter. You know, every fight I've had has always been a real fight. I put in the work. I'm in Vegas, despite what people say. It's been a real fight, and I'm still training and working with professionals. So now to fight, you know, a quote unquote professional, you know, it's nothing different. It's just I got to put in more work, and I got to keep growing and learning, and that's what I plan to do this Saturday and get my hand raised again.
Is the guy you're fighting also making his debut, his pro debut, or does he have fights already?
This guy has multiple fights already.
Okay.
What does multiple mean?
Well, so a little inside scoop. I haven't announced. So the original guy that's on the fight poster, he pulled out on fight week. So I was really upset. We were working really hard to it. But instead of me canceling the fight and, you know, moving on, we decided to find another opponent that I have no idea who. You know, he has 2 fights now. So I'm going from one that had 6. Now this guy has 2. And, yeah, I'm going to be fighting him. And there's not much footage on him, but I believe I still, you know, I worked so hard these last 6 weeks, and the people that have helped me, I didn't want to waste any time. And I just got to go out there and do what I got to do and believe in myself more importantly.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That really shows that warrior mentality. You know, you put in the work, you're ready to go. You know, whoever's going to step up, whoever's going to be there, you're willing to take them on. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Respect that a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Now, Albert, and I want to make sure you're Mexican, right? Mexican heritage.
Yes, Mexican American.
That Mexican fighting spirit. That's what they always say, man. These dudes are killers.
Yeah, no, I feel like he's gonna be a tough opponent, but I feel like I'm just better overall. I've learned. I've been in camp, and just overall, I really want it. From 2 years ago when we met, I want it. And no one is taking that away from me. And this guy is just another step of where I want to get to. And yeah, I got to get him out of the way.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Now, look, you're talking about growing into your man body. Bam!
That's a good picture. That's a good one.
Look, man, if you're listening only on audio, you got to come and watch the video on YouTube because, I mean, this dude is jacked. Albert Ochoa, looking big, man. Like definitely you've been changing over time. Bam Bam wanted to ask you a question. What's on your OnlyFans?
Yes. What's
OnlyFans? So I got signed to them. I think I was the first one to get signed before making my pro debut. I honestly believe that because they only sign professionals. So I signed with OnlyFans. That was a big dream of mine from 2 years ago to now. I spoke that into existence, and it's one of the biggest companies out behind me. So a lot of workout stuff, a lot of mental stuff, just helping people, whoever messaged me that are fans, and yeah.
Okay, so no like foot pics or anything,
You get those occasional people that ask, but I mean, for me, it's just I post my workout stuff and just my boxing and anything that people want to see.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And
cool.
and like just to support you on this, man, like people pay for that, or is this a free thing? Like, how does that work out?
It's a free thing. Yeah, the personalized messages, people can send you money, or if they want a workout video, or if like they want to see what you do, like behind the scenes, then I'll be like, okay, like I'll send you some of my sparring. People don't see.
Oh, okay. So
what if your opponent wants to pay you for your sparring videos? Do you just charge them a higher amount, or how does that work?
Charge them a higher amount on.
I like that.
Yeah, very good, man. Hey, look, that's really cool, man. I'm glad that you're on there. What other sponsors and things like that have you been getting? Have you been getting a lot of like love from companies? What's going on?
A lot in the Bay Area. Honestly, none of this stuff would have happened if I didn't put in the work from 2 years ago. So the things that are happening now, it's what I wanted, and for me to barely just start and get my foot in, it's a big blessing. I've only been in the sport 3 years, and I'm just very blessed. But Bay Area mainly, a lot in California. But the big one, what is OnlyFans, and signed a really great deal, and I'm really happy.
Yeah, I'm happy for you, man. Let me say, man, you started this as the influencer boxing thing, and of course, there's a lot of like weird thoughts on that, right? So people will think influencer boxing is not very good quality. Influencer boxing is just like a little niche thing. Yeah. But you're making it a real thing, right? Because you're going from the influencer boxing, you're going on into professional route. You seem to be doing it the right way. You're not taking like joke matchups and things like that. You're taking real fighters, and you're on your way. What is the end goal for you? Like as a boxer, I don't even understand. Is it to get on a Jake Paul card? Is it to like what's the end goal here for you?
Well, I've been offered multiple big fights. The last one was in not Saudi, Dubai, with Misfits, DAZN. So I've been offered multiple fights that are on big stages, but it just didn't make sense for me. Talking about me move up 2 weight classes, me drop 2 more weight classes, and those are good for people that need it, or that want that exposure, or that want to look like a joke. But for me, I want to take things slow and the right steps, and I felt like I've taken every step the correct way. And to be on a Jake Paul card, yeah, that would be great. That would be fun. But right now, that's not my goal. My goal is to win this fight this Saturday, and then eventually fight a UFC guy or someone in that caliber as well. Because at the end of the day, they have more experience than me. When I fought a year ago, I called out Uriah Faber. I don't know if you saw that. He's a former UFC guy. We're in the same hometown. It'll be a big fight. I still believe that's going to be a big fight. And he wants to do a boxing match. So to do it in our hometown at the arena, I definitely think it's possible. But I have to turn pro, which is why I'm turning pro, to get that more of a possibility. Because when our teams talked, he's like, dude, you're not even a professional, and I would beat you up. So I'm like, okay, well, let me get this out of the way. Let me get another few guys out of the way. Then we're going to make that happen. That's the goal of what I want to do. And then just keep fighting whoever wants to step up.
Dude, awesome. I love it, man. Yeah, that's a great that is a great call out. That's a great call out. It's a smart call out. It's a realistic call out.
Yeah,
is what I like. So yeah, good for you, man. dude, I really appreciate you taking the time, man. Of course, this is fight week for you, so I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. One last question I want to ask you. I'm getting feedback on my mic. I apologize. Can you hear that when I'm talking?
I can.
Oh, just on me? You can? Okay.
Yeah.
Albert, I'm going to ask you, my friend. I saw this in the news, and I don't know if you're up on this. Boxing has been contested at every Olympics since 1904. It's not on the 2028 schedule. Were you aware of this, and do you have any thoughts about that?
I actually wasn't aware of that, but my thoughts on it, I mean, boxing has changed, especially like the Olympics and all that, and what they're pushing the narrative. I mean, I won't go into too much detail about it, but some people accept it, some people don't. And then just a lot of boxers. I mean, boxing has changed a lot. There's not, back in the day, people used to look up to these fighters. Now I don't really see that as much anymore. But I mean, it sucks, but I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah, it's weird. I think they're having I think the issue is that they're having problems with whoever was sanctioning it or whatever as a part of the Olympics, and so because of that drama, then they're potentially not having it on.
Yeah.
Would you? I mean, is that a potential for you that you become an Olympic boxer? I guess so, right?
Well, me, I mean, I don't think I would go to the Olympics or want to do that. But I mean, I don't know. You never know at the end of the day.
Wait, why would you not?
What to be like to what? I don't understand the full question.
To compete in the Olympics?
To compete in the Olympics for boxing.
Just because I have other worries, and right now it's not in my focus or goal, I would say.
Other goals for boxing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And the goal for boxing, aside from the card, but is it to obtain the WBC title? Like, I'm not a huge boxing guy, so I don't understand. But like if you're an MMA fighter, you're like, I want to become UFC champion. If we can manifest this now, because you've manifested so much in your life, what is the end goal with your boxing? What's the title you want?
Yeah, the main goal is to just get better each fight, better every single year. I tell myself I want to get to 10 fights. I want to get to 10-0, and I want to just be out of it. My goal isn't to be a world champion. I just want the biggest fights, and each fight has been big for me. It's made headlines everywhere, TMZ, Fox. So as long as the fights are being paid attention, I keep winning. That's all that matters for me, is just to keep winning, keep getting better and learning. And yeah, my goal isn't to be a world champion, because at the end of the day, too, some world champions don't even make a lot of money. There's a world champion that I know that got paid $5,000 his last fight. That sucks. That really does suck. Boxing needs to change. They deserve so much more. And you're talking about they're only getting $5,000. They're a world champion. Like, it's sad. But at the end of the day, it's about who sells and who are people paying attention to.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, you have the right mentality. I'm telling you, man, from 2 years ago till now, yes, you've matured, you've grown, you've gotten jacked, but your mentality is still there, man. You're still a good kid. I'm really rooting for you, buddy. I hope that you get everything. And I like what you're saying. I like what your dream is, the 10 fights, and then you bounce, but you make your mark in the sport, man. Before I let you go, is there anybody that you want to shout out or say thank you to?
Yeah, so I don't know if you saw my social media. I got in a relationship as well. That's my first relationship, and she's right next to me.
She's making an appearance.
Yeah, Maricela Cornejo. She's a beautiful woman, and me and her connected, and she's a great boxer. She's made it to the highest level, and she's still there. So she's helped me a lot, with my nutrition, and has helped me in general in my career this past year that we've known each other.
That's beautiful, man. Dude, I'm so happy for you. Now, I'm a married man. Bam Bam's a married man. I'm just going to give you some advice. Never show your woman on camera before she says it's okay. She could have killed you right there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful.
I gotcha. Yeah. And she has hands, so.
Yeah, she's got hands. That's the worst part.
Yeah. No, it's funny. We sparred before. We did it one time, got it out of the way. It was a fun experience.
Dude, I wish you a long and happy relationship. I'm very happy for you, for your happiness in general. And it leads me into my last question. It's a question that I've begun to ask all my guests. I didn't ask it to you the first time I saw you, but I ask all my guests now. It's a question that my mom used to ask me almost every day of my life growing up. So I want to ask it to you. Albert King Ochoa, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you?
I would say a 10. Everything I'm working so hard for, and the things God is blessing me with, I am happy. I'm at a peaceful mindset. I don't have toxic people around me anymore. I don't have fake people around me anymore. Everything has been going really well for me despite the ups and downs, but that's going to be life. But I'm really happy, and I recommend anyone to just be happy and be yourself and just go after what you want in this world. And that's what I've been doing since I was a kid, and since I was 17, 21 years old, and now I'm here, but I still want more. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm really happy because the work I'm putting in is paying off.
Dude.
Good. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm
37.
I just turned 25 now. Yeah.
25. Man, well, I have to say, it's been great talking to you. You are, well, you seem way beyond your years. You seem
Thanks, man.
mature.
I
You
appreciate
actually know what you want to do, your goals, you're putting in the work, the way you talk, man, everything. I see nothing but great things ahead for you, man. Go get this win, kick
Thank
some
you.
ass, and
Thank you.
excited to see you compete.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Make sure to watch it. And yeah, I expect nothing but a greater performance and just show my improvements from the last fight.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Looking forward to it.
Albert Ochoa, man, it was a pleasure to have you on. I don't want to wait 2 years before I see you again. God help me. God help me if I'm still doing this podcast in 2 years.
Yeah.
I will like, I
Yeah.
do
no, I
not
know
want
you're
to do.
busy, and then we try to make plans, and those things are different. So I definitely understand both sides, and everything is good. We won't wait another 2 years.
We will not. I will see you soon. Go get that win, man. I'm so happy for you. When you win, don't forget to thank the love of your life over there.
Thank you. I will tell
Also.
her thank you.
Yeah.
I gotta take her out after the fight.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Have a good one, my friend. Take care.
Man.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Bye. Boom.
What a good kid, man.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Dude, definitely
I'm telling you.
matured beyond his years. He's
No, he's like us. He's an old soul, Bam Bam.
dude, yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's got it figured out too. He knows the path he wants to take. He knows what he wants, and he's going after it. It's really good
and
to
you
see.
know,
It's really good to hear too.
yeah, and the thing is too, like you're a young kid coming off, you know, Kardashian fame, right, from being on a reality show. So many people can get their fingers in. So many people can get like their fingers into you, right, and kind of like mess that up. I think that, you know, he had moved to Las Vegas too. And when I had heard that 2 years ago, I was like, you know, like city of sin, young kid, you know, like,
well, way to take something
big...
like that with all the fame of the Kardashians and stuff, take that and catapult it into something.
That's
more,
right.
You know, so, man, pat on
I'm
the
happy
back
for him.
him. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm happy for him. I really like that kid. And again, like so polite and friendly and nice and well-adjusted. So I'm really happy for him. And now he's got a good girl with him. You know what I mean? Who also is a boxer. That's also very important because knows the life, knows what it takes, knows the training. You know what I mean? Here's the thing, Bam. I do want to shout out friends of the podcast. So I do want to say, boop, boop, boop. Let me get my banner up here. Friends of the podcast update, Bam Bam. Rageworks Podcast Network. Go check them out at rageworksnetwork.com. We're also part of the Sweep the League Network and the Refocused Network. We want to thank them. They are an incredible place for creators and hosting interviews that inspire. So thank you for being a part there. And then fighters, we have Jena Bishop obviously fighting April 11th. We have Albert Ochoa fighting on February 22nd. We also have our good friend Swayze Valentine, who's going to be a cut woman at the UFC on February 22nd. So see her there, of course. And Bam, I want to say thank you to your daughter for cutting your hair.
Yeah, I guess it looks a little more cleaned up, I guess.
Yeah, you look
she
look
did
a little
job,
bit.
I'm telling you. You know, I just told her do whatever you want. She was her first time ever cutting hair. She said, you know, just I wanna try cutting hair, and I have lots of it, and it grows really fast. So I said, go for it. If it turns out terrible, she's like, you can shave it. And I was like, I have no problem with that. So even if it turned out where she like put a hole in my hair or a big gap or something, I would have wore it like that for at least a week before I shaved it. You know,
dude, you're a great.
Can't let my little girl go out like that. Come on.
No, you're a great father, man. Obviously, but like, thank
God
that
job.
she did a good job. Yeah, it looks good.
It looks good. Job. Thank you.
Let's see. I had a couple of things that I wanted to talk about before we go. I know we're coming in late. I wanted to ask this to Jena Bishop. Did you see it? I mean, because we're getting late now in some of these things that I had saved up. Did you see the Kevin Lee video where he gets knocked out? We never talked about that. I think that might have been 2 weeks ago. Very quickly.
That was like 2 weeks, maybe even longer. I don't know, but yeah,
possibly. It's really bad. Very quickly. Good, bad. What's your feeling on it?
I'm always not a fan of when people put out sparring footage. You know, especially it's different if they like asked and you're okay with it or whatever, something like that. It's fine. But when someone like leaks sparring footage that's not supposed to be out there, that always irks me. Also, it doesn't look, you know, you could tell in the video Kevin Lee's not throwing that flying knee with bad intentions or anything. I mean, it honestly looked like he was just like, hopping towards them because, he didn't want to obviously try to run at him and throw a flying knee or whatever. But he did. He gets caught, and on the way down, he has his hands down too for all that, So maybe he probably thought too, like I'm going to jump at you like I'm throwing a flying knee, and with not thinking that he was going to get pinned right there. But in the end, yes, I'm not a fan. Absolutely not a fan of when people leak sparring footage, or put footage up of them beating up teammates, or getting the best of teammates, because damn well on the other side, there's times where he's getting the better of the other guy and beating him up.
Of course.
That's the way it is. So
even if not, even if you've never beaten that guy.
Even if not, yes, I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I've sparred with guys that would just beat my ass over and over again, and I could never get the better of them.
Yeah.
I still don't want that idiot putting the footage out of me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm glad that you say that. Then we're on the same page too. Here's what I'm going to say though, Bam Bam. To all the MMA pages, every single page, whether you're like a nobody like me, or whether you're like MMA junkie or MMA mania,
we're not
or whatever the hell.
We're not nobodies.
I know you're not a nobody, but here's the
nobody.
thing. But here's the thing. To every single page out there that shared that video,
just spread it more and more.
You're a piece of crap. Do you understand? Because it's wrong. I don't think what you just said about knowing that you should not be sharing sparring footage. And I know that most of the people in MMA social media have never trained a day in their life, so they don't even understand.
Yeah.
But everybody knows it's wrong to share that. And for you guys to repost it on your own account is just dirtbag move, man. No way should you be sharing that. Now, if you want to put it as a story so that it comes and goes, I'm kind of okay with that, because maybe you're just putting up quickly so people can see it, and then maybe you can have a conversation about it. That's fine. But to put it up like on your Twitter or whatever, and it just stays there indefinitely so that other people can share it, so that blah, 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 right? Like, that's just classless, man. I did not like that at all. I think like things like that, it's same as like a freak injury or like an embarrassing moment. Like, why would you reshare that on these people that you love?
Timmy. That's the thing is, these guys aren't about, what it feels like to be in that position or anything. They're just about getting their clicks and everything. So, making sure the eyes are on their channel and all that, and that they're putting out this stuff. But really, it's a shame, man. It really is.
Not a fan of that at all. Last thing I think that I want to get to, because again, otherwise this will go 2-3 weeks without us talking about it, is this boom, where Sean Strickland, and I apologize, I'll take this out. Sean Strickland was saying, or his coach Eric Nixick was quoted as saying, I think he needs to evaluate what he wants to do in this sport. If it's just to make money, then that's great. Let us know. I want to coach world champions, so my motivations are different. So I think that just to kind of show up and do that and not really back it up, to me, was just kind of uninspiring. That's his coach saying that. Bam Bam.
So I seen this. I seen that, and I've seen some other stuff about Strickland saying a little bit back and stuff like that.
So,
but
okay, so hold on. Let me put that quickly up.
Okay.
Sean Strickland then says, I like Eric. He's a friend of mine, and he's going to continue to be a friend of mine. Will he probably be in my corner? Probably not. He'll have so many great guys, blah, blah, blah. Right?
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah. It's, first of all, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Like, why? What? You're his coach. You're supposed to be his friend. Supposed to be his coach.
Yeah.
You're in his corner, all that. Why are you going out and making a statement like that? Why? What do you think that's going to do? Why do you think that's a good idea to go do that to your friend and fighter?
Yeah.
Instead of talking to him personally, behind the scenes, having that conversation, having that heart-to-heart. Like, what are you doing? Absolutely ridiculous, I think. Like, whatever. He may be a great coach and everything, and he's done great things for Strickland too, I'm sure. And like he said, they're still going to be friends or whatever. But I think that's a fucking bitch ass move and fucking stupid. And I just, I didn't mean to lose it like that. But I mean, that's sorry, man. I
So
like.
So the thing is that I don't know where that quote came from. I didn't bother to look it up. And I didn't normally what I do when I see like weird quotes and things like that is I try to listen to the context in which is given or listen to the whole interview or something so I can get a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
I didn't do that in this case, but I haven't seen anyone say that, oh, this was taken out of context. Oh, he was saying blah, blah, blah. Oh, the sentence he said before that was that I love Sean Strickland and I would never say this.
Okay.
But so I don't know. Like normally I do my research, you know me.
Okay. So I know you. So that's okay. Maybe there's some like.
But I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think so. And I agree with you. I think it's very weird, like when someone would throw someone out like that. Or if you were Eric Nixick and you saw how that quote started going all around the internet, you think that you would immediately post something to say, whoa, that was taken out of context. What I meant was this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But
the thing
yikes.
is like time and time again, you think, he's been in his corner multiple times. He's been there.
Yeah.
They've been through some stuff. He's been there when Sean Strickland has done great things and he's said great things about him. Why, when he has this bad performance for the belt, like, do you go and like throw him in the dirt? Like,
was it a bad performance?
He's already down. I mean, I guess it wasn't that bad. It wasn't a bad performance.
Don't think
so I don't think he. Okay, I don't think he pulled the trigger as intensely as he normally does. And whether it has to do with the staff and the antibiotics or whatever injuries, that's all bullshit. Because yes, it's a true thing, and yes, it happens. But at the same time, and I say this with anybody who goes into a fight, is in that moment when you decide I'm going to still go fight, you have decided that you can beat this guy. You think you 100% think that you could beat this guy. Right. Now, if you're saying like, oh, well, I'm going to go just make the money, blah, blah, blah. But most of the time it's you believe you're going to beat this guy. Now, if you win, you're stoked off your mind, and there's those people who do still come out and roll out the excuses of why your performance wasn't great I smashed him, but that wasn't even the best of me because I had this, and this. Like, and then if you lose, it's the same thing. People roll out excuses too. And I'm not saying Sean Strickland rolled out excuses. He did mention those things, but did say it had nothing to do with the loss. Respectful. Yep. I'm just not a fan of that. I don't think that you 100%, you go into a fight, you know what's wrong with you, whatever, you still believe, that's why you still went to fight. So, with that said, I don't agree. Like, I don't think that was his best performance. I think he was, could have been more intense like he normally is, getting after him and letting his hands go. But he did fight a strong Sean Strickland fight, fight, sticking to his style. He wasn't going to change that. I just felt like he wasn't as aggressive as he normally was. And definitely didn't see like that rage that came out in like the Izzy fight and stuff like that. Where
his nose was also shattered in 1,000 places.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. His nose got shattered.
I mean, forget excuses going into the fight.
Yeah.
He got pretty smashed up in this fight, and his style is where he's a little bit more patient until he smells blood. And unfortunately, when your nose is shattered, you can't smell anything. And so
I will say too is Duplessis is he's an interesting puzzle to solve. That can be frustrating. That can stumble your own attack, your own game, your game plan, everything. So in that sense too, it's it makes it an even harder fight to fight. So yeah.
Am I crazy to say that I feel like you and him match up for a really good fight?
Me and who?
DDP.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I always
because he's a wild man. You know what I mean? And I feel like you two would just go to war, and that, like, you know what I mean. So
yeah,
I'm just saying.
I think he would try takedowns for sure, but
that bitch.
Look, no, all respect. I mean, DDP. Yeah,
that's the quote. Bam Bam calls DDP a bitch.
He does. It's crazy. His techniques and stuff. but they work. And the thing is he believes in them, and he does them at 100%. And with that, he's able to be successful. You can't fault the guy for that. Like, what's it matter if he's able to do it his style and be successful? Like, awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I love it.
It was great. I just think though, last thing, and then we'll go.
Yeah.
If you're a UFC fighter, if you're a professional fighter, if you're an amateur fighter looking to turn pro, if you're a kid looking to become an amateur fighter, when you see a quote like that from Eric Nixick, I would not train at that gym. Sorry, there's a million other gyms. Yeah. And I just feel like if you're a coach that's going to put a public statement out there like that on a former UFC champion and one of the best in the world, why would I go? Why would I send my kid there? Why would I continue to train there when I think the minute I have a bad performance, you're going to turn on me like this? Get the hell out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that's really got to be, that's got to be a come to Jesus moment for a lot of people in that gym. And I'd be interested to see what happens now, because who's going to continue to have that guy in your corner when you know one bad performance, the guy's going to like get rid of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could not have confidence, man.
Not a fan after that remark.
No.
Just,
and again, apologies if that was taken out of context and if that's not what he meant and blah, blah, but I sure as hell haven't seen anything. And
if that's not what he meant,
a couple weeks.
Of context, come on the podcast, please. Correct me when I'm wrong. You know, come on the podcast. Yeah. Let's talk it out. I have, whatever. I'm not a fan of that. And I'll tell you that to your face. I don't care.
Yeah, of course. But no one's going to be a fan of that, Bam Bam. No one's going to say, like, I really like when you sell your athlete.
They can say they understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it one little bit. So, and there will be those who say they do understand it. But I feel like that's a conversation that could have been had behind closed doors with just between you two and spoken out. And then later on, after you spoke it out and spoke your piece or whatever, if you wanted to say a comment later on, then I understand. Whatever. Yeah. And at least it's the person knows where you stand. So.
Yeah. No, definitely, man. Look, okay, we got rid of that. We got rid of the Kevin Lee thing. We got rid of the Sean's coach talking shit comment. Athlete wanting money for an interview. Yeah. Last thing. There was a sponsor. This is really weird. There was a sponsor that was that I was having conversations with for a sponsor for the podcast. I used to have a lot of sponsors for the podcast, and then I kind of stopped because it's a lot of work for me to friggin' figure it all out. This one was a coffee company, a Canadian coffee company. Yeah. And so I had approached them and we were talking and I was like, hey, I do an MMA podcast. I think this is a great combination. And they were like, yeah, I don't think that's a good fit for us. And I'm like, and this is like a coffee plus protein, whatever. And I was like, this is like a really good fit for you. I was like, and no hard feelings. I go, is it just that you think I'm too small? Is it that you just don't like my style? Is it you don't like my look? Like you don't like whatever? Like that's cool. They're like, no, it's just not a good fit.
So my look too, because that probably.
Well, now that you cut your hair, they probably changed their mind. But I just think it's funny because I think like for companies, and again, like whatever. But I just think like it's so funny that it seems like people still have the weird stigma about MMA.
Yeah.
Because man, fighters and coffee is like two peas in a pod. Like that is perfection. Like, so it's just funny. I just thought that was a funny thing that I came across and I was like, but if you don't like me, just tell me, like, or if it's something because I'd love to learn or like grow or like, hey, maybe I'll change if you don't like my color red, you know what I mean? Like, okay, for the podcast that I sponsor you or you sponsor me, I'll change it to blue. I don't give a crap,
Yeah.
But so I just thought it was funny. But, if you're a young person with a business.
No go.
Oh, that's a no-go, Bam Bam. That's 100% no-go. But anyways.
Sponsors, I should talk to some people then.
Yeah. No, I'm not really. I don't really care too much. It was just, here and there. I mean, Jena Bishop's going to give us like 5 million when she wins her 20 million.
About coffee not.
But people don't always understand. People don't always understand MMA, right? Or they don't even understand that fighters like coffee, maybe. I don't know. I tried to explain it to them, but whatever. Look, man. Next week on the podcast, we are having a MMA fighter / boxer / BJJ competitor who I met this week. She's making her announcing and commentary debut. Her name is Destiny McCubbin. Destiny My Time McCubbin, an amateur MMA fighter, boxer, BJJ competitor. Very, very cool person. And she's making her, like I said, commentary and announcing debut at All Heart Promotions Fight Night on February 22nd. Another thing that's happening on my birthday. My birthday is a very special day.
Dang, must be.
Anyway, she's going to come on the podcast. And we will talk with her. We're going to see how her experience was, what she learned about it, what she's doing. And very excited to talk to her. So next week we'll have that. Bam, bam.
Very cool.
That's it, my friend.
That is it.
Thank you, buddy.
Great day.
Very busy day.
Hope you all enjoyed the podcast today.
So do I.
Good one.
Goodbye, Bam Bam. See ya.
Bye.